Hi, my name is Daniel Ryan and I completed my HSC in 2021 and achieved an ATAR of 99.3. I completed 12 units of study for my HSC. I did chemistry, biology, advanced English, economics, maths extension 1 and maths extension 2. I studied at Prime for 3 years and have now become a maths tutor here. And today I'll be sharing some tips in my own experience on completing the HSC and what you guys can learn and improve on in the future. So for students aiming for a 95 plus ATAR or to maximise their HSC results, it's important to understand that the amount of study you're going to be completing every single week is really going to vary. Some weeks you might feel like you have a lot more on your plate, your teachers are demanding more and you have more exams and stuff coming up, and therefore you're going to have to work a lot more than in other weeks. But overall I've got 3 key tips for you. So first off, you want to make sure that you're keeping up and on top of all your work at the moment. You don't want to be falling behind, and I think that's really important for me. Doing Extension 1 Maths and Extension 2 Maths, I found that staying on top of my workload was really integral for me to get through the content and make sure I didn't feel that stress and pressure being added on to my HSC year. Staying on top of it meant that, additionally, my second tip, that I could do more and more practice questions regularly throughout the year. I wasn't cramming as much, and when it comes to the HSC, doing regular questions is really essential to practicing your exam technique, practicing your knowledge and really applying it to practical scenarios. And finally, with your study load, make sure you don't get burnt out. Don't overwork yourself. Make sure you have some sort of balance in place whereby you're not working too much, but you're also not working too little. Find the right amount that works for you and run with it. So for Year 11 and Year 12, it's really important that you keep some sort of balance in your life. Make sure you have some sort of co-curricular activity that you can fall back on to get yourself out of your workspace and have a bit of a mental refresh and a reset for the week ahead. I wouldn't cut off a co-curricular activity unless it was really detracting from my ability to learn on a week-to-week basis. And even then, it's very easy to plan around things during your week. Know when you have things on and when you need to be working really productively over a period of time. So for me, I found additionally that having more free time doesn't always correlate to doing more studying. During the coronavirus lockdowns and things like that, studying during that time where you have so much free time available to you, you find that you actually procrastinate a lot more. Having less time can sometimes lead to you actually doing a lot more productive study and knowing what you want to get out of a session. And that's really important to making sure that you maximize your study time. Planning effectively is the one solution to a busy routine. So I have 3 main tips for succeeding in mathematics, based off my own experience doing the HSC last year. So first off, building a strong understanding of the content through doing lots of textbook questions is really fundamental to succeeding in maths. The more questions you do, the better you'll feel about a topic, and the more you'll feel like you'll understand it, be able to apply it in an exam setting. Then adding on to that, doing some short summary notes about your theory, summarizing what you've learned is really important to, for me at least, understanding my content, knowing I didn't have any gaps in my knowledge. There weren't any things that I'd forgotten about, any small minor tricks or tips that could stump me in an exam. And then on top of that, doing lots of past papers is really effective to knowing that all your content, revising it over across the entire year. The tutors at Prime know lots of resources to help you. Make sure you ask one of us about which websites, for instance, to use to access those pieces of content. Using the NESA website is really helpful as well. So from completing 4-unit maths last year, I certainly found it a challenge. There were bits and pieces that I didn't really understand, topics that took a long time to set in, but doing it at Prime is really beneficial for me. We covered the course essentially 3 times. You cover it once at Prime throughout terms 4 to terms 2, cover it a second time at school, and then you cover it a third time at term 3 at Prime where you revise all the topics in the syllabus. So essentially I found that 4-unit maths was very doable if you can keep up with the workload and stay on top of your notes and things like that. If you're falling behind, then it's going to become a real burden on you. So I might, in that scenario, advise you to drop it if you're not being able to maintain the results, not being able to maintain the workload, and it's affecting your other units of study. But essentially, I say give it a go if you believe you can take a shot at it. It's going to improve your maths ability so much more than any other subject you can do. And you're going to find that 3-unit maths and also Maths Advanced, become a lot more simple by doing 4-Unit Maths and doing that course. So to wrap it all up with 3 final tips for you guys. First off, don't be afraid to ask any question to your teacher, tutor, or anybody around you. We're all here to support you and to help you strive to achieve the best possible results you can in your HSC year. Secondly, just make sure you have as much fun as you can in the year ahead. It's year 12, it's your final year at school, and it's really important that you make sure you make the most of it. Make some lasting memories and have fun. And finally, the ATAR isn't the be-all end-all. It's not going to define who you are as an individual and as a character. If you want other content like this, subscribe to the Prime Education channel, where we'll be making more videos about mathematics and other subjects like that.